So Leslie, you shared a little bit of your vision and your perspective with Sasha, which was fantastic. And I remember you saying at the beginning of these 2 days, as the new boss, you wanted to do a lot of listening, a lot of observing, knowing you as a woman of action from your former roles, and really wanting to bring some of that to this landscape. I'd just love to hear a little bit more about your impressions, what you've heard, if anything, even from this afternoon, from the breakout group, stand out to you, and then how that continues to inform your evolving vision for the center.
Okay. One thing that really stood out to me, and I think it stood out to everybody, was the idea of ethical space. And it reminds me of a story that I heard recently about two fish. I think you've heard this story. And so the way the story goes, the way the story goes is that there were these two young fish swimming along in a pond or a lake, and they happened to cross paths with a large fish, an older, wiser fish. And the large fish said to the young fish, "How's the water, guys?" And they continued swimming along. Neither of them was quite sure how to respond. And then one of them turned to the other one and said, "What the hell is water?" And it just made me realize that we're all swimming in our own pond, and there are so many assumptions about that pond that feel like natural law to us, that are just a given that we never stop to question. And so one of the things I'm taking away with me is that we really need to start bridging those gaps between different perspectives, different cultures, different sectors. And as I said during my discussion with Sasha, that's one thing I really want to bring to the Salazar Center, is the space to do that, and the safe space to do that for a variety of people and interests.
That's wonderful. I know for myself, I've got a pocket full of business cards, which are always so funny that we still use these, isn't it? Like these tiny little squares. We can't get it together with the electronics. I know there's an app for that, and I'm starting to try to use it. But I think what speaks to me, and I always chuckle whenever I walk out of events like this, is right here in your very own pocket, and I know a lot of you have them as well, is an opportunity for change. Right there is an opportunity to build some of those bridges, to ask those uncomfortable questions, to have that engaging dialogue. We leave here and it starts to get busy, right? And we drop back into tactics and strategy, and the dreaming kind of gets put on the back burner a little bit, and then you pull out the cards when you get home amidst the pile of receipts and everything else, and then all of a sudden it becomes this journey to, wait a minute, I remember this person, what was it like? So it's always a reminder and a touchstone for me. I try to jot notes down on the back of the cards. I try to remember some nuance to the conversation, because as we apply that vision to the tactics and strategy walking out of here, I think that's where that bridge starts to get built, in hopefully a unique and different way. I got to tell you, too, and I was just speaking with some of the staff about this. The general rule of thumb as a mountaineer in Colorado is that you can't throw a stick without hitting somebody else that's climbed Everest in this state. It's just kind of a ha-ha. You can't throw a pebble in this building without hitting a PhD. It's the most extraordinary thing I've ever been through. So I just want to acknowledge that the talent and the genius that has shown up here over the past couple of days, and what has been shared from this stage. So from all of us to all of you, thank you for being here.
The talent, the genius, and I think the goodwill and generosity that's been brought into this room today, and also the great work, and I can see the threads starting to be woven together. And just to build on your pocket full of business cards, we will be providing summaries of all the sessions and a summary of the conference overall. So you'll have that. And we also are going to be tapping a lot of you on the shoulder to continue to help us figure out what the next step forward is. one of the things that I'd like to do is align and ground our vision and mission, which I think are very strong, within a larger framework or a larger goal anyway, and that everybody recognizes, like 30 by 30 or the sustainable development goals or what have you. And to really think with all of you, what does that mean for this community? And where do each of you fit within that landscape? What's yours to do? And how we can all do it together. And then the really nerdy side of me is thinking about how do we put together a set of rubrics across this community so we can actually start to figure out what our success looks like, where we're falling short, and how we might be able to do a better job to push this whole rock up the mountain. It does feel like a very Sisyphean task.
That's a great way to put it. But speaking of goodwill, we can't end without handing out some fantastic little prizes.
No, we
agree?
cannot.
No. Now this has been a hot topic. When all of you were in breakout sessions, and I would like to acknowledge and honor all the genius that happened in those sessions. I got to wander between a couple of them, and the conversations were granular, grassroots, grass tops, nothing short of extraordinary. So I'm hoping, I heard people from Mexico asking people from the United States. I saw a couple of international invitations go down straight out of the gate. We need your brain, we need what your organization does, and we need it tomorrow. So can you come? That to me is nothing short of extraordinary. So the goodwill and what we've created, while we were all busy in those amazing breakout sessions, the staff were hard at work trying to be as democratic as they could with the name pull, right? You're chuckling. I don't know why you're chuckling. I saw what happened.
She's giddy.
There was a lot of, that's not fair. This piece of paper was bigger than that one. It's got to go back in, shake it up a little bit more. So you can rest assured that the names we hold for the hammocks were fairly drawn. Obviously. Accurate? Yes. Okay. So Leslie, I would like you to take first honor for the first name.
Thank you. All right. Emily Blackaby, come on down.
If you're not here, you don't get it. Emily's here. Yay, good. That's great. We asked for a potato gun to actually fire them into the audience, but the staff thought it was unsafe. Thank you for permission for that. Now, this next young lady, she worked really hard at the photo competition, and her name just happened to get pulled as well, so double the luck. Kate Cashin, where are you?
Woo-hoo! Okay, next up is a person I don't think I've met yet. Giselle Arroyo.
Oh, there you go. Yay! And also, really quick about he said, so you have an event coming up for youth in Colorado, correct?
I do, yes.
Do you want to say a quick word about that?
Yeah, sure. I think I'm loud enough, I hope. On October 27th, I've been working with students and some organizers to bring a youth summit for young people. We want to empower youth, help them develop their leadership, and learn more about stewardship and climate and social justice work. And the project is going to continue. We are so grateful to have the City of Denver's Climate Action and Resiliency to sponsor this event. And so it's happening on October 27th. If y'all would like to volunteer, or if you know any young high schoolers, middle schoolers, or college students, they are welcome to join us as long as there's space. We're kind of filling up fast, so please spread the word if you'd like. We work with Colorado Rising for Communities, and you can find that on the Colorado Rising for Communities site under our work. You can find all that information there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So if you've got high schoolers at home that always ask mom and or dad, what exactly is it that you do? Here's an opportunity to get them involved in family work. So please, thank you for that opportunity. Congratulations on the hammock. So next on my, I guess it's me, right?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, so next on my list, Kristen Lear. Oh, she wasn't expecting it. She looked surprised, but also very happy.
Okay. Last person on my list. He's laughing.
Do it. Yeah, I didn't.
David Page.
Wow. Look at that. I don't know if you'll actually fit, buddy. You might be over the height limit for the. Just test drive it. That's fine. Okay, this last gentleman really drove the inspiration behind the photo contest. He was the first one to the table. He's whose face I saw all over this building last night as I was trying to get some sleep, surfing my phone, which probably makes him feel really uncomfortable that I'm saying that out loud. Greg Brill, where are you, buddy? Thanks to all of our winners for working very hard. We do? We do?
Oh, yes. We have a very special thing. And I want to acknowledge and appreciate you, our masterly master of ceremonies, who has been the forward-facing glue of this whole event, and an energizing and fun one. Thank you very much for everything that you've done for the Salazar Center over the years, and we are deeply grateful for that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Is there a hammock in there? Sweet. Yes.
Specifically made by women,
Oh my gosh.
not these women.
Made by
Okay.
women.
So there's tequila and a hammock in this bag, in case anybody's.
It was a bunny because of the energizing and no brown.
And no brownies. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, it's funny. When I was asked to do this a couple of years ago, you know, for me, it's less about having experience about holding a microphone. It's just how do you engage such incredible people. So it's a humbling experience. It's a humbling opportunity. So, Leslie, I'm so excited you're here, and thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Thank you. A couple more things, and maybe the staff has more after this, but
Oh, no, they're done.
They're done.
So done.
they're on planes
Yeah.
at 5 o'clock. No. I just want to remind you that you're going to get a survey about the symposium. Please fill that out. And then at some point, probably over the next week, whenever they come back and can help me with this, you'll also get a survey. 2 days? 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right, I stand corrected. 2 weeks. You'll get a survey with a bunch of questions about how we can better serve you going forward in the future. And we would be so grateful if you would fill that out. And last but not least, I want to thank the mighty Salazar team, Jen, Katie, Emily, and Shoshana. This amazing event would not have happened without them. Thank you. And it wouldn't have happened without them, not just because they organized it, but because they've been working with you and connecting you over years and made sure that all of you are in the room working together. And I think that is a giant accomplishment. And will stand all of us in good stead going forward.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear. So there's a survey link. You see it on the screen. And also, you know, I call it the Professional Humble Brag website, LinkedIn. don't be afraid to join that group, because that group is really where those conversations can happen. It's where you can post research papers, you can engage and sort of cross-pollinate in some of the things that were discussed. If you have events that you think everybody in this room should know about, you can post them in this group as well. Can't say enough about joining us in that space, because that is really where that professional networking can continue in an electronic way.
Just a click away.
Just a click away.
Yep. Yep.
Well, with that, anything else?
I want to thank all of the speakers, everybody who attended, everyone. It's just been such a pleasure for me, and learning from all of you. I am exhausted because I've been doing a lot of deep listening and talking to people, and I will be processing for a while now, but I am so grateful that you're here and look forward to working with all of you in the future.
Muchísimas gracias a todos. See you next year, everybody. Thank you.
Au revoir.